Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the film Y2K. Fun fact, this is Kyle Mooney's directorial debut. This movie came out in 2024 and stars Jaeden Martell, Rachel Zegler, and Julian Dennison, and was directed by Kyle Mooney. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Y2K takes place during the new year, going from 1999 to 2000. It's all fun and games until midnight strikes and the robots start killing humans in hopes of taking over the world. Now, a group of unlikely friends must band together to stop the robots from taking over and making humankind their slaves. Y2K is a horror comedy movie. It has similar vibes to Terminator Zero, This Is the End, or Megan. Y2K caught my eye because it seemed like a fun premise and a throwback to a time that doesn't seem like it was that long ago, even though it was. The cast was filled with some up-and-coming stars who I've seen in other things and enjoyed, so I was excited to see it. The premise was interesting to take the idea of the panic people felt from the new millennium approaching and make it so that some of those fears actually came true and robots tried to take over. While I do think the execution could have been better, it was a decent movie and kept me entertained. The cast of the movie was great and really had me laughing. Julian Dennison stood out, and in every scene he was in, I was laughing, and he had some great comedic timing. Even though his character died early on, he left an impact throughout the movie, and he would pop up in flashbacks, and it was just great. The other group of high schoolers were great too, trying to fight off these robots and save the world with the help of Limp Bizkit's Fred Durst, which that was just a random addition, but it was still a fun one. I thought the characters were great to match the timeline they were in and did great in their roles. One thing I feel is always included in movies set in high school in the 90s or early 2000s is cliques, which this movie made sure to include. It may seem weird now, but that's how it was for people going to high school then, because there were these made up rules about where you fit in, and then, of course, there were outcasts that didn't really fit in anywhere, so they were picked on. It's been done before in other movies, and I think it's important to include it to show how different the time was, besides the clothes and the lingo. The pacing of this movie was so weird because the movie is short, but with the pacing of events, it felt longer than it actually was. Like, there's so much stuff before we even get to the Y2K party, which leads me to think that this is a comedy, and then we get to the Y2K part, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be like a horror comedy. I felt like they could have maybe added more interactions with the robots or more hints at what was to come, because it just seemed like it was just very abrupt, and then they found the solution and defeated the robots, and it was just very anticlimactic. Even the robots didn't seem that scary to me, because all I was thinking was just get a water hose, and what if it's just happened to start raining? Like, they would just be out of luck. My favorite part of this movie was the music. It really transported me back to a simpler time. One of the best scenes with the use of music was the party scene where Danny got the party started while singing along to Thong Song by Cisco. I was taken aback because not only was I too young to be singing that song, but I also really enjoyed it because it's so scandalous and fun to sing along to. There are so many other songs that were popular at the time that play throughout the film that had me struggling to not sing along while I was watching. Y2K is a movie that has a great premise, but the story falls flat. The cast was great and there was some good music that kept me invested to see how everything would play out. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do so you can keep up to date with more of my videos. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.